Does it matter that there is no God? The truth is beautiful. Often discovering the truth is the best we can hope for in life. We are all to some extent powerless individuals besieged by events that we have no control over. Frequently, all we can achieve is discovery of the truth, clear knowledge of the circumstances that affect us. It is the work of the artist to reflect the truth, be it in words, music, sculpture, or image. I am an artist, a YouTube artist, and I wish to reflect the truth. And the truth is that there is no God. We know that the universe came into existence 13.8 billion years ago through the Lambda CDM concordance model. We know that the Earth was formed 4.54 billion years ago through radiometric dating. We know that the Earth passed through the Precambrian, Phanerozoic, Cenozoic and Quaternary eras through geological study. We know from fossil records that life appeared approximately 1 billion years ago. The dinosaurs came and went, and roughly 300,000 years ago humans began to appear, with modern man emerging from the Rift Valley in Africa around 60,000 years ago. And in the last 10,000 years, writing has been invented, giving us a definitive record of mankind's history. To believe in religion, in God, in creationism, is to simply ignore all that knowledge and learning and say, nah, God did it. It's really rather rude to be a Christian. But does it matter? Some people choose to believe in a God. Bully for them. I prefer to know the truth about life, and if I am confident of the truth, and they are happy believing a lie, does it really matter? Yes, it does matter, and this is why. My own history is that I was a police officer for many years, though I have not put on a uniform in anger for about 4 years now. Though essentially, this is where my desire to discover the facts of the matter stem from. In the past 4 years, I've taught English in South America, worked for a TV company, and just recently, over the summer of 2015, I had the enormous privilege of being a youth mentor for an excellent secular charity that aimed to teach social awareness and social responsibility. Brilliant curriculum that I was happy to deliver. And as I'm sitting around the campfire with all my fellow youth mentors, the stories start to come out. Well, in my church we teach this, and in my church we teach this. It was not that the mentoring scheme set out in any way to teach religion, but simply that evangelical Christians were the type of people that applied for the job. Another story for you. Back in my time as a police officer, I had a situation where I was slamming the cell door shut on this Muslim man who'd just beaten his wife half to death. As he glared at me through the slit in the cell door and demanded with righteous venom that he be given his mat so he could kneel and pray to Mecca, I had the thought that when people's beliefs and belief in God matters more to them than the welfare of the human beings around them, then yes, it matters that people believe in non-existent gods. Also, who gave Christians and other religious groups the right to disapprove of gay people? Science fact. Homosexuality is derived from your alleles. Do Google it. They're alternative forms of genes. Religion is derived from people persistently pursuing lies. So what on earth gives the religious community, deluded people, the right to disapprove of the gay community, natural people? It's an old cliche, but religion is a tool of mind control. And it is. As anyone who's ever had an argument knows, the best tactic is to make the other person feel guilty. Well, religion makes people feel guilty all the time. See, they're onto a winner right there. Any sexual thoughts you have, any idea that you might not be living up to their outdated ideals, guilt, 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 control, control, control. The Jewish faith has used it for 3,000 years, Christians for 2,000 years, and Islam for the last 1,400 years, while the Scientologists have employed it vigorously since 1952. At least the other groups have had thousands of years to embed their lie. So how has it persisted? Well, for instance, here in the UK, The Catholics have the reputation for providing the best schools, so people are still subjugating themselves to the church and to religious doctrine in the belief that it's what's best for their children. That was going on in my childhood, and it's still going on today. I was around through the browns and the oranges of the 1970s. I had my teenage years in the 1980s and the raves of the 90s. But even now, in the millennial age, the information age of the 21st century, religious groups are still out there seeking to influence the young, control education, and mentally subjugate people with their lies. And this day and age just should not be happening. Imagine for a moment, if you will, that everyone accepted the truth that there are no gods. Protestants and Catholics would stop disagreeing on how to worship something that doesn't exist. Shia and Sunni Muslims would stop killing one another. Maybe the Jews in the Islamic religion could reconcile. Intelligent people all over the world would not waste their time arguing over the interpretation of unsubstantiated religious texts and put their minds towards tackling the real problems of poverty, disease, wealth inequality. But does it matter? For many, religion is a source of companionship and reassuring group ritual. And if it inspires people to charitable acts, who am I to criticise? But if you were a person looking for a little meaning, a little spirituality, a workable philosophy, please may I once more present my original argument to you, that the truth is beautiful. To believe in a lie is not so. Belief in an imaginary, supernatural being that is judging you every second of your life is not a healthy state of mind. It is a method of control perfected over time to give priests and shaman power over you. Please don't subject yourself to that. Though if I may temper my own argument a little, please note that it is not my intention to attack religious groups or to cause them harassment, alarm or distress. I do wish to question their beliefs. I do wish to engage them in discussion where their outmoded and repressive ideas are comprehensively challenged. But I do not mean to attack or belittle them. This would be like blaming a victim of a con for being fooled, or blaming a patient for catching a disease. It's simply not my intention to do that. It is my intention to present the argument that there never has been, never should be, and never will be gods. Worship of gods, or worship of anything, is never a good idea. Worship belittles people. Gods are an idea invented by humans when they couldn't understand what's going on in the world. Humans can now understand what's going on in the world, so the idea of gods should be universally abandoned. Thank you for the architecture. No thanks to the subjugation and the other offences. And now, goodbye. So believe in what's real. Believe in loving connections between people. There's so much more possible in this day and age. Please listen to the argument that there is no need to believe in the supernatural, because the natural itself is really quite super. So remember, there are no zombies, there are no vampires, there are no werewolves, and there are no gods. We're lucky we've still got Santa Claus.